You wake up and you're in such a fog and you're just like, why do I gotta do this again another day? There's gotta be more. There's gotta be more to this life than this. There has to be. Pretty typical childhood growing up. Middle class, hardworking dad, stay-at-home mom, older brother, he's about a year older than I was very artsy as a kid. You don't quite fit in. You want to fit in, but you don't kind of fit in. The preteen ages start getting pretty hard. My dad moved out and stayed with my mom. I always just had this kind of like loneliness feeling inside. And what's an easy way that you find out you can go numb and not feel any of your feelings? Drugs. And by the time I was 17 years old, I was doing heavy drugs. I got my GED, moved out on my own, and that's when everything started going bad. I'm a mess, so I'm just gonna chase what seems desirable. You don't care who you're hurting. You're stealing money from your beautiful mother. I'm either gonna die or I need to get help. And I had at least a dozen drug overdoses, and you wake up and you're in such a fog and you're just like, why do I gotta do this again another day? There's gotta be more. There's gotta be more to this life than this. There has to be. March 11th, 2004. I was at my mom's house in Hudson. I called her up. I drank the rest of the drugs that I had. And the last thing I remember before everything went black was I told her I need to get straight with God. Next thing I remember is briefly having little visions of being inside of an ambulance. St. Croix County Sheriffs found me off of exit 10 in Wisconsin, slumped over the wheel, not breathing. I woke up in the emergency department just uncontrollably sobbing. I think this was just all the years leading up to this of the hurt and the pain and the loneliness and lack of self-confidence that I had bottled up with drugs and just buried inside of me. I think it was just all coming out. I knew then at that point I didn't want to die anymore. I wanted to live, but I knew that there had to be more purpose to life. Like there has to be more purpose. So I started getting things sorted out. Things are going good. You know, I'm sober. I'm back working again. I had this girl come up to me in the gym. So I asked her to get a cup of coffee one day. And I mean, she was my person. I knew it on day one, married in 9 months. Life's good, but at the same time, like I just feel like something is missing. She told me she needed to do some work and really start crunching down and getting back closer and closer with God and just make that relationship closer again. She'd occasionally send me, some sermons she'd think I may like. So she's diving into these Bible studies and listening to these sermons. And over the course of a year, I watch her change. She's just somehow getting more beautiful inside and out. And I'm just like, what is that? I want some of that. And I feel like I'm just drowning. And then at work, I just got done painting a truck. I took all the plastic and paper off of it. I was walking out to the dumpster. I go to crunch it together, and I just feel something hot. And all of a sudden, I just feel warm liquid going down and starting to drip off my elbow. There was a razor blade in there, and it punched through my tendon, nicked the nerve, nicked the artery. I had to have emergency surgery a few days later. I just got this peace. I start listening to these sermons. And over the course of a month, I just have this inner peace come over me, and it uplifts me from the inside. It just turned into my new regular. I get to work, I put a sermon on in my earbuds, I'm seeing things differently, I'm treating people differently, talking differently, listening to different music. It's just amazing how it works from the inside. 1 year ago today, we walked through these doors. Within 10 minutes of that service, I just have tears running down my cheeks, and I just feel joy. I'm right where I'm supposed to be. This is what's been missing. No matter how messy it is, no matter how broken you think you are, He's got you. He will carry you. He will do whatever you need Him to do. He loves you that much. For the first time in my life in 41 years, I feel whole. I feel complete. I feel fulfilled. I feel successful. This is what life is supposed to be like. If I'm sitting here right now, today, talking to you about the things Jesus can do in your life, God can do anything.